Well, welcome back to Channel On. Today I'm going to be working on my prop car. The problem that I'm having is I'm getting ready to do a shoot with this, and one of the things I've noticed is I don't really like the way I've got the lights set up. What I've done on the front lights here is I've set them up, wired them up with the flashing lights, the hazard lights on the front of the car, and I really don't like the looks of that. So what I've done is I've ordered some little flashers here from eBay, next to nothing. I'll put a link down below. And so what I'll do is I'm going to wire them in directly with the lights on the top of the car, so these will blink independently, and then the flashes will still flash at their normal rate. So that's what I'm going to do today. The biggest reason why I'm showing this off is because I was really surprised that you could buy these for next to nothing, these flashers. They're not like the old flashers where they were looking for a big load for them to flash. These LEDs here pull nothing, and this will allow them to flash. So that's what we're going to do right now. Alright, so basically all I've got here, and again I'm working with just some props here, so this is nothing that's going to be on the road or anything like that, so I don't have to really worry about stuff staying. I just basically have glued these on here, and the lights are actually being attached to the flashers, and I've already run another wire from my lights up on top to these ones right here. So I'm just going to provide a negative to each one of these and then a positive to each one of these flashers here. Now maybe I'll also put a wiring diagram on how these work as well, to wire them up onto these flashers here. Now this may look crude because it is. It's only supposed to serve a purpose for the effect that we're trying to get, and that's it. If this was an actual police car, then it would be wired up a little bit differently. Alright, this goes to my flashers, and I don't want those shorting out, and I'm actually going to just tape those off just in case I want to add another light to this later on. No sense wasting a good wire, so I'll tape that up and tuck that down. And this wire here is actually just going to come down just like this. I do want to hide this a little bit, just so if someone does a close-up, they don't really see the wiring. I'll get my wires ready here first, and then I'll do a close-up for you. And if you're wondering what I'm using here for wire, this is a vacuum cleaner cord that I picked up on the side of the road when I'm picking up junk. And it works great for props and temporary stuff like this. Okay, so let me show you what I got going on here. So here's my light, my negative and my positive, and then here's my voltage coming in. I've already got the switch turned on. So if I just hook that up directly to this light like this, it should just turn on, and there it is. Alright, so, but I don't want that, I want it to actually flash. So what you need to do is you take this flasher, and it's marked right on here, okay, battery and load. So you put the load on that side and the battery on this side, and there it is. It'll start flashing. And there's also an adjustment there so I can change the speed. But what's going to be nice is they're both going to be flashing independently. So now what we're going to do is just kind of tie this all together. Now I'm going to go ahead and go turn the switch off so I don't blow a fuse, because I need to tie this wire in as well to send it over to that light. Now, I'm not real worried about the water and that type of thing, but I am going to use some heat shrink on this. You know, where it's not going to be out in the rain all that much. I don't think it will be. Again, it's just a prop car. So I'm going to go ahead and use some butt splices here. And we're going to connect all the negatives together. Go ahead and crimp those. You can solder them if you like. I'm going to take a piece of heat shrink, get that over there. Again, all I'm doing right now is I'm tying my grounds together. Okay, I got my ground coming in, my hot wire. And then that's going in and it's feeding this LED, and then it's going to go over and feed the other LED. And hopefully I got just enough room to get that heat shrink over there. Yep. Slide that over like that. Kind of halfway. And that should protect it against any elements if I do decide, or if somebody decides to use this outside in the rain or the snow or whatnot. The same thing with the positive. I'm going to send the positive over, and I'll actually have to have a small pigtail to come off that. And what I mean by that is just take a piece of wire, and we just need to get a short piece out of there, like that. Make a little bit more sense once I get it all together. Okay, like that. Piece of heat shrink. Alright, so what this is for is now we'll put in a connector here so we can connect it into our flasher. Let's go ahead and cut that. Slip the wire there. Okay, well there it is. So it's on, and so all you got to do if I want to change the speed is I just turn this potentiometer here, and I can actually change the speed. So I like that a lot. All right, so the other side is going to be a bit easier because we're not pigtailing it to go to another light. So let's go over and get on that one. All right, on this one, I'm going to go ahead and leave the switch on. I feel comfortable doing this. Just make sure they don't cross these wires out. I'm going to do my ground first. It's going to go directly to the light. So strip that. Use a smaller butt connector here. Again, I'm doing my ground. Really don't think that this is really going to make that big of a difference using this heat shrink, only because the rest of the unit is going to be exposed. But I may go ahead and encase that with the liquid tape or something like that, just to seal everything right up once I get the desired flash that I like. Also could have used a little bit smaller heat shrink, but that's all right. So if we go ahead and strip this wire, and this should just be on all the time. There we go. So we're going to take our flasher. I'm going to go ahead and make sure that it works. Battery marked B, like I said before, and load. There we go. Look at that one's actually almost set up the same way. I may change that one just a little bit so it doesn't look like they're both flashing at the same time, because it appears as though they are. So I may, okay, there they go. They're starting to go back and forth a little bit. All right. So now what we'll do is we'll put an end on here. Actually, let's put, yeah. They also make these connectors that are heat shrink too, and I've got some of those. I just didn't feel like using them. Okay, let's go ahead and plug it in. There we go. Boy, I like those. I don't think I need to adjust that at all. I think it's going the same I think that's perfect. All right, so now I need to make a decision on what I want to do. I want to kind of hide this stuff up inside there, but I think I'm going to wrap some tape on here just to protect these just a little bit. I'll wire tie them right up behind there. Put a little bit of tape around these terminals just to protect them. Not against the elements, but just in case they bump into something up in behind here, metal related. So now I'm going to take some wire tie and I'm just going to kind of work it up there, just get it up out of the way. All right, yeah, that's a whole lot better, having them flash independently rather than having them on the hazard lights themselves. So that took me just about as long as you saw me do it on the video. I didn't edit out a whole lot there, not a whole lot to this at all. So I'll put a link to down below, and maybe I'll throw together a quick little schematic. Just make sure that your negatives are hooked up, your positive is on the battery side, your load is on the light side, and you should be set to go. Make sure that you fuse this as well. I have it fused with the lights up on the top. So well, I hope you enjoyed this quick little show and tell on the flasher, and we'll see you on the next one.